What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I was actually a little bit late to cover this, but right now the Steam Spring Sale is going on until the 23rd of March. So in today's video we're gonna check out some of the best deals available under $5, $10 and under $20. Before moving on, a quick disclaimer guys, the Steam does offer regional prices. So all the prices that I'm gonna mention in this video are actually my regional prices. So some of these prices could change depending on your region. Anyway guys, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, starting the video with some of the best deals under $5 price point. First of all, we got Metro Exodus. If you're a fan of these post-apocalyptic open-world single-player games, definitely worth trying out Metro Exodus. The game is currently 75% off and just goes for $2.75. Next up, we got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I recently picked this game up for my PlayStation 5 and actually had a really great time playing it. It's a super fun game, especially if you're into these type of melee action adventure games. So currently game is 90% off, just goes for $3.99. Next up, we got Subnautica Below Zero. It's an underwater open world survival craft type of a game. Currently the game is 58% off and just goes for $4.40. If you're a fan of GTA type open world action games, the Mafia 2 Definitive Edition is one of the best games that you should definitely try out. Currently the game is 85% off and just goes for $3.44. If you're in for a multiplayer horror survival type of a game, Dead by Daylight is one of the best games that you should definitely try out. The game is currently 60% off and just goes for $3.99. And moving on, we got the fan favorite Far Cry 4. This is actually my second favorite Far Cry game of all time. The game was initially released back in 2014, but I think the graphics visuals are still holding up even to this date. Currently the game is 80% off and just goes for $4.39. If you like to play open world multiplayer survival game, Astroneer is one of the best games. At the same time, I think it's quite underrated. The game is currently 55% off and just goes for $4.72. If you are a fan of story-driven 2D style puzzle platformer game, Inside is one of the best and challenging game out there with a very unique graphic style. Currently the game is 90% off and just goes for 81 cents, which is under $1. If you are a fan of racing / driving simulation type of game, CarX Drift Online is one of the best games out there. Currently the game is 55% off and just goes for $3.14. Next up, we have one of the best single player games that I have personally played over the years, and that is the Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. This game is quite old at this point, but you haven't had the chance to try out this game over the years. Now is the best time to pick it up. The game is right now 75% off and just goes for $4.99. Alright, now let's move to some of the best game deals under $10 price point. First of all, we got the highly popular Far Cry 5. If you're a fan of this type of open world action first-person shooters, Far Cry 5 is currently 85% off and just goes for $6.59. If you're someone who like to play this type of open world base building crafting type of game, the Satisfactory is one of the best games out there and it's currently 40% off and just goes for $6.59. Next up, we got the Hunt Showdown. It's a very challenging tactical first-person shooter where you have to hunt down monsters. It's definitely not for everyone, but if you're up for a challenge, currently the game is 60% off and just goes for $8.76. Next up, we have one of the best open world arcade racing type of game that you can play on PC, and that is the Forza Horizon 4. I had over 150 plus hours on this game and I absolutely love it. Currently the game is 67% off and just goes for $6.59. Moving on, we got one of the best single player looter shooter game out there, and that is the Borderlands 3. But remember guys, this was actually given free on Epic Games Store sometime over the years, so make sure to check out your Epic Games library as well. But right now the game is 85% off and just goes for $6.74. Next up, we got the Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Yes, the game had its up and downs over the years, but I think it's still a pretty solid third-person shooter, especially if you want to play co-op with some of your friends. Currently the game is 80% off and just goes for $8.79. Next up, we got the highly popular fan favorite, the Assassin's Creed Origins. It's one of the best and actually one of my favorite from the last 3 Assassin's Creed games, and currently the game is 80% off and just goes for $8.79. If you're a fan of hardcore military tactical World War II experiences, try out Hell Let Loose. Currently the game is 33% off and just goes for $8.70. Next up, we got the most recent Sniper Elite game, which is the Sniper Elite 5. I'm a big fan of Sniper Elite games, but I haven't really had the chance to try out this game yet. But the game is right now 50% off and just goes for $7.99. If you're in for a fun and relaxing action adventure game with a beautiful open world, definitely worth trying out the Kena Bridge of Spirits. Currently the game is 50% off and just goes for $6.49. Alright, moving on, we got some of the best game deals under $20 price point. Starting with a couple of games that you should must play if you haven't played already. And first of all, we got Red Dead Redemption 2. No explanation needed, it's one of the best games out there, and currently the game is 67% off and just goes for $14.84. Alright, next up we got Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, the game had a horrible launch with a lot of bugs and everything, but right now the game is in a really good state with all these updates coming to the game, and currently the game is 50% off and just goes for $14.99. If you're in for a soul-like fighting action game, Sekiro Shadow Die Twice is one of the best fighting games with a very challenging gameplay. So if you are for a challenge, the game is right now 50% off and just goes for $15.99. If you're a fan of open world survival zombie type of games, Dying Light 2 Stay Human is right now 50% off and just goes for $19.99. If you're a fan of stealth action game, this game is something you must play, and that is the Hitman World of Assassination. It combined all the DLCs that are released over the years, and right now the game is 45% off and just goes for $12.64. Next up we got the most recent Assassin's Creed game, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yes, the game has a lot of mixed reviews, but right now the game is 67% off and just goes for $14.51. Next up we got the Battlefield 2042. Yes, the game had a horrible launch and a lot of negative reviews on Steam, but the game received tons of updates and new content over the years. So if you're a fan of all Battlefield games, and if you haven't played the Battlefield 2042 yet, now's probably the perfect time to pick it up with the Season 4 launch. Right now the game is 70% off and just goes for $17.99. If you're looking for a great old school type local co-op split screen multiplayer game, definitely try out the game It Takes Two. Right now the game is 50% off and just goes for $19.99. And finally we got the Resident Evil Village. It's a pretty challenging horror survival type of game, and it is right now 50% off and just goes for $19.99. Well, that's pretty much wrap up the video, guys. I hope you guys find some great deals out there with this recent Steam Spring Sale, and let me know down below what games are you going to pick it up. As always guys, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to drop a like on it and also hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more content like this. I catch you guys soon in my next video. Stay safe.